This week's assignment is to utilize the CRAAP test, or as I've been calling it, the CRAAP test, to determine a resource's reliability as a reference.
The first thing we look at in the CRAAP test is the C, which is currency, as in how current is the website.
As you can see here, the website I have chosen features an article that was written in 2011, so regarding its currency, it is a little old, but also not old enough to be completely out of date. I personally would give it the pass on this particular occasion.
The second step of the CRAAP test is the R. In this case, R is for relevancy.
The question I am reviewing this article for was, how is the water pollution being addressed in Africa's majorly water-based civilization, such as those near the Okavango Delta in Botswana? This article specifically tackles the issue of the polluted water in the Okavango Delta. So when asked, is this article relevant? I'd give it a resounding yes. This article passes the second step of the CRAAP test with flying colors.
The third step of the CRAAP test is the first A. In this case, the A is for authority.
The author of this article is with the Department of Chemistry at Rhodes University. Rhodes University is in Grahamstown, South Africa. Though it is not directly in Botswana, it is relatively close. And since he is a member of the Department of Chemistry, I would say the author passes as an authority figure regarding the pollution in the Okavango Delta. I'd say he passes step 3 of the CRAAP test.
The fourth step of the CRAAP test is the second A. This time the A stands for accuracy.
Having read through the article, I'd say it is pretty accurate, at least for when it was written. It is very detailed and even goes into detail about things you wouldn't even think to mention, like the electrical conductivity of the water in the delta, as well as the pH levels and the present amount of dissolved organic carbon. I believe this article passes step 4 of the CRAAP test.
As a side note, I just wanted to bring attention to the amount of effort the author put into this article. There are 64 references used throughout the article, and I know that because I actually counted them. 64 points of research went into making this article as accurate as it could be.
The fifth and final step of the CRAAP test is the P. In this case, P stands for purpose. The purpose of this article is to educate and inform individuals about the state of the water in the Okavango Delta. It goes into immense detail that can even explain how viable the water is for the survival of the species that both drink from it and live in it. I believe this article does a great job of fulfilling its purpose as well. It passes the fifth and final step of the CRAAP test. In conclusion, I believe this article does in fact pass the CRAAP test. All 5 questions proposed by the test were not only answered, but passed. This article would be a great resource to learn more information about the pollution within the Okavango Delta. I personally read through this article to gather information for the textbook I'm writing. I used this article to provide more information about the habitat of the lions of the Okavango Delta.